indeed, indeed. Welcome to another episode of Conversation with Luv Doc. Just got here to the chance to share and come in. Once again, all right, we gonna wait just a few minutes more. Once again, appreciate y'all tapping in, hanging out with us for a little while. Get a chance, please like, please share it with your friends, and on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, and just with the channel. We appreciate all the support, love we got so far. Very humble and thankful for another minute or two. Something to drink on. Think we got a good show tonight, a good topics, good conversation. I don't know if we want to call it a show, but we got some things to talk about. I think that you guys are going to enjoy. Hopefully, we can continue to learn, grow together through this thing called life. So, we'll get going. All right, we are I think ready to go. All right, so once again, welcome to another edition of Conversations with the Luv Doc, sponsored by Jaye Publishing. Um, so last week we kind of got started, had some good conversation, good topics, good dialogue, and we want to just continue to hopefully learn and grow from each other and throw a couple of topics out, conversate on them. Feel free to comment in the chats if you feel led to do so, as they say in the Baptist Church. If you just want to listen, feel free to do that. But this thing works a lot better if we all participate, commiserate and all that good stuff. But so our first topic, and it may not be a sexy one, it may not be a popular one, but it is definitely a real one that is taking place more than we want to admit. So the question is that I came up with is it, I won't say better, but are there more advantages maybe to being, is it better to be I guess the term now is sneaky link. Is it better to be the sneaky link than the main meal? And just let me kind of break it down, explain a little bit. So the main deal, the main meal, the main lady, number one, the queen, uh, all of those things, right? If traditionally, that's what most women are aspiring to be. If whether they admit to it or not, they want to be all of that. So, give me a second, y'all. Social media. I want to make sure folks are able to jump on if they would like to jump on. Give me a chance to share it. All right. So, once again, as people come in, like I say, welcome. Please please feel free to jump into the chat room and with comments as we talk about different topics that are relevant, that may not be something that a lot of people want to talk about, but hey, if we don't talk about it, how can we learn and grow from each other, right? So the topic is, once again, is it better to be the sneaky link than the main meal? Sneaky link in something, or in past times, was been called the side piece, the side chick. Now, like I say, the term is sneaky link. That's what's kind of out there. So once again, what I was saying was all women, well, I won't say all, because some women not on that, but most women want to be the number one. They want to be the main lady. They want to be, the first thing that he thinks about when he wakes up, and the last thing he said before he goes to sleep, right? That's most women. Well, for in traditional times, that's been the aspiration, that's been the goal, that's a level of, or a model, a mode of success. If you are that female, you got the house, you got the white picket fence, you got the 2-car garage, you got the 2.5 kids, you got the front yard where the kids can play. You got all the dream. But what you also have is the reality of that family, right? So you have to deal with practice. You have to deal with dinner. You have to deal with teenage puberty. You have to deal with parent conferences. You got to deal with football games, cheerleading competitions, whatever, all the stuff that goes into making that house a home. So that's the main lady, he goes home, the chick comes to the house, he comes home to the house, and that's been the traditional dream. Well, the sneaky link comes along, or the side chick, side piece, according to what area you from, and now she is not looking for that. She's looking for, and what Whitney said, few stolen moments. She looking for a few stolen moments. She do what she wants to do, spend the time with him. Most times, she got an easier job. She don't have to go to parent conferences. She don't have to, show up to games. She don't have to cook and clean. She don't have to work, for the house if she want to work for herself. But she don't have all those things that come along with being the main meal or the main woman or the number one. So a lot of the sneaky link is starting to get a lot of traction. It's almost becoming like popular and like acceptable to be one. Like it's, women, not all women, don't throw that at the screen, but that it's becoming more common. It's becoming like, it's not a badge of shame. It's not like the scarlet letter on your head like it used to be. Now it's like a badge of honor, that I was able to get this out of him. And he, he don't care nothing about messing up his happy home as long as he's able to take care of the, those few stolen moments. So the sneaker link is over here. Most times she is in a great spot because, especially if the guy is cheating, which most of them are, obviously, he don't want his wife or his girlfriend or whoever he's with, his main lady, to find out. And so it's always that possibility that the sneaky link might show up at the main meal job, or may start calling and texting, stuff that women do to let you know that it is something going on. Women are very creative with, and it's a for guys, it's a whole conversation that women are having that we sit there and we right there and don't even know it's happening. So now you got this lady, this sneaky link, who's saying, okay, if you don't do this, I'm gonna tell. If you don't do this, I'm gonna pull. So you always have that threat that she could blow up his spot. You always got that threat that she might decide she wants more, because and sometimes the sneaky link can stay that way, but sometimes they end up catching. In some cases, you catch them feelings, and now he got to start promising her the world. I'm gonna leave her, and I just got to work this situation out. It's not easy as you think, and all these scenarios start happening. And so the sneaky link comes up with even more power because of the threat that, and she may never plan on doing it. She has no interest in blowing up his spot. She has no interest in being the main meal. She's in it for the thrill, the money she can get, the excitement of it, and she's gone on about her business. And most sneaky links, in some cases, it's not just one. So her lifestyle, she's not ready to blow hers up. In most cases, it's just the threat that she might blow yours up. And guys, we dumb. We're not smart as women in most cases, so we just believe it. And so guys put themselves in that situation, and then they go back and they got to do all these kind of fail safes so that she won't ever do something that in most cases that she probably not going to do in the first place. So my question, it really is, it better to be? I mean, you got the morals and the ethics and that kind of stuff. So most women say, no, I'm not no sneaker. I ain't nobody second place. I ain't nobody side. So I get that version of it. But my point is that it's becoming a lot more common and acceptable and effective for women to use that to get what they want. And guys sit there and they are just oblivious to it in some cases. And once you get in, it's a little too late. So I mean, I guess the thing is, kind of segue into the second topic. The thing that has been surprising, I know, to me here recently over time is, I always knew or thought that women kind of attached feelings when they become physical. So it's not like most women can't just be random one night stands, get in and get out, kind of like guys can do. Because most women attach feelings, it becomes more than just get in and get out. But it seems that it's becoming more easier for women to detach. So the second part, or second question, or whatever topic is, love or sex, can one exist without the other? And in some cases, you would say no, once again, in traditional back in the day times, because if a woman gave herself to you, and that means she was, feeling you, she wasn't trying to jump from, person to person, bed to bed. So it was not, they didn't exist without each other, because that was the prerequisite for the love, was prerequisite for the sex happening. That doesn't seem to be happening as much more nowadays. It's like women, I don't want to say women are becoming like dudes, but women are becoming, it's becoming more acceptable, and you're seeing it more where women are able to detach. And it's almost like it's like a switch. It's like more guys are becoming more. I don't want to say the right word. Guys are becoming more Ralph Tresvant-ish, and women are becoming more Plies-ish. For my Florida people, if you tuning in, you're not from Florida, you may not get that correlation of Plies, but if you're not, we still appreciate you tuning in if you're not from Florida. But it's roles switching. It's like the men are real sensitive now, and the women kind of got this hard dude type exterior. And I've noticed that a lot more. And I don't know, everybody got their opinion on what that's all about. It's another topic we're going to talk about, here in a couple minutes. But whereas I used to would say, especially for women, that it cannot be separated. Like I said, I think men can separate it easier, although a lot of, today's men, the modern men are becoming more metro. So it's becoming easier and it's becoming more common that guys are kind of in that mode and girls are almost like, so it's like a code switch. I don't know. So if you asked me this 10 years ago, I would say no for women and yes for men. And now it's almost like it's switched, or if it's not totally switched, it's like even. More and more women are being able to detach love from sex. And I know that's probably over time. They've tried it. They've had their heart broken. They've been cheated on. They've been dogged out, mistreated. So they're just like, forget it. I ain't even trying to do all that. I'm just, if I see you, if I want you, then here it is. That's what we're going to do. It's, it was a whole movie that was made, back in the day called Friends with Benefits. Then there was another movie that was called Hall Pass that was earlier, that was more recent. And essentially you giving your person a free pass to go and mess with somebody else, outside of you. And Friends Benefits essentially said, that's all we gonna do. We gonna get together when one of us got an itch need to be scratched. We gonna scratch it, and no feelings involved. We're not trying to be together and move on. And most guys be like, "Oh man, that's paradise! Like, sign me up." But it's like more women are like, "Yeah, that's what the contract is. That's what we're doing," and they're able to detach more. So I know for a lot of guys, that's kind of a something to get used to, because guys not, and it's said all the time that guys can't handle what women can handle, and that's not in the research. That's just I don't want to say that, but it's not, it's facts, but it's not research based facts. It's just something that's known that. So women, I don't know if that's a sense of women kind of starting to recognize more power. They have more power than they thought they did. And guys, we're just not even smart enough to realize that we've lost the power. I don't even know if it's power is the right word, but I just think that we're in a situation now where often, and we'll hopefully get some reasoning here with the next topic. All these kind of tie into each other, hopefully, as we talk about them, as we bring them up, as you all talk about them. If you, I agree with that, Ms. Torbert, that essentially it is, things have become a lot more selfish. People just want what they want, and that's trickled down to sex. Now it didn't used to be that way, but folks want what they want, and now it's just a thing where in this day and age, people are much more bold with just saying it. Women used to be a lot more timid. Timid might not be the right word. Reserved. They wouldn't be as open and aggressive with it. So now women like, look, this what it is, and if you can't do it, then that's too bad. So sad. I was watching the Breakfast Club interview that a lady that I didn't even know who she was before today. Somebody sent it to me, one of my frat brothers. Her name is Ebony Williams, and I guess she's under like a lot of scrutiny because she was her, and essentially I couldn't really listen to the whole thing because all her and DJ Emmett was doing was like arguing at each other. So DJ Emmett was mad and was wanting to talk. They're trying to overtalk each other, so nobody hear what nobody got to say. But anywho, essentially she got under fire apparently, and if I'm saying this wrong, I apologize. Where people took it like she made a comment about not dating a bus driver or something like that. Like she almost like she was talking down on common people, bus drivers, and a lot of people took offense to that. Like she said it, like she was like very open with it, like who she's gonna date, who she ain't gonna date, and I'm trying to pull up just some of the language of it. But women in the past would not have been that bold to just say, look, if you ain't making at least this amount, I don't care. If you got this job, I don't care. No matter what I got, if you don't got it. But then on the flip side, okay, you do got it. So this is going to be the situation. This is what we doing, period, point blank, and a lot of people, and I'm pulling it up. I saw what some people referred to her as the female Kevin Samuels. Rest in peace to my frat brother Kevin Samuels. But and then some people say she's the female Dr. Umar. So if you're all not familiar with Dr. Umar, we're going to talk about one of his topics that kind of went viral last week next. But she calling people average, essentially. She a lot of people took it like she was talking down to people, calling people mediocre if they have a regular job. But then she trying to on the show, it's like she was going back and forth. Like she was saying it, and then she wasn't saying it. And then I was saying almost like people took it like, if you mediocre, this is what it's going to be with me. So dude ain't even got a chance if he not in a certain place. And I just don't remember women talking that way, that aggressive, in years past. But it's that thing is kind of switched a lot of bit. And, guys, I think some guys are still trying to catch up and adjust to how that is, even to the point where like I say, guys, if they could just, make it physical in most cases and be gone, they will. And I think it's a surprise to some guys that there are a lot more women on the same page now. They're like, okay, that's what we're doing, and okay, let's do it. And let's hold on now. We ain't gotta do this, we ain't gotta do that. No, we're just gonna do that, and that's gonna be that. And that's been I think it's been a very big paradigm shift. So can it, if you asked me that question 10 years ago, would I say it could happen? I would say no, not at all, especially not with women. But now I say yes, and even more so with women. I think it's, like I said, I don't think it's like totally switched. Maybe 60-40 still with men. But if you'd asked me this 10 years ago, I'd say it was like 80-20 or 85-15. So it's definitely switching in that direction, which is interesting because the next topic is essentially, if you all didn't get a chance to look at Dr. Umar Johnson, if you're not familiar with him, he had he's on a podcast with two other guys. I don't even know what the other guys is, but it raised a lot of controversy because one topic that he said, and I thought was interesting, so why not talk about it in case you didn't see it, is his question. My question is, based off what he said, is it the black man's fault, us, for the black woman's poor choice in men? And essentially what he is saying is, yes, the black man has made it where the selection pool of men for women, available for women to choose from is so bad because us have not done a good job, even an average job. Hey, sis, appreciate you tuning in. Thank you. That we've raised such poor selection of men that they don't have anything to choose from. So they're having to sit there and be the man, be the woman. They gotta, and they don't have that support that a man is supposed to provide for his son as he's raising him to be a man that, can take care of a woman or be the man a woman desires and needs and deserves. So his thing is, which was, and so the guy was like, well, you keep attacking the men. What about the women who keep pinning, if he said, I guess he was saying he kept picking these women that was substandard. He used a different word, but he was like, so whose fault is that? So then Dr. Umar was like, well, that's your fault because you attracting a certain type of female if you keep picking the same female. So he was like, okay, so it's my fault that I'm picking the same type of female, but it's not her fault that she keeps picking the same type of dude. So it got very, very, very intense. And I see a couple people in the chat. See Miss Stevenson. Let me see what you said. Females are letting social media influencers and these rappers how they deal with a man. One minute they want to be a city girl, next minute they want to be a housewife. That's why they setting up. That's a great point. So social media, and I guess that's a great point, Alexis. Appreciate that. Appreciate you tuning in, and hopefully we can do it a little different in the future, maybe, sort of. It's up to you. I know you're busy. I know you're making moves. So congrats on those, first of all. No, that's off topic, but anyway. To some 10 years ago, we didn't have social media like it is now, right? Okay, I'm gonna hold you to that now. I'm gonna hold you to that. So we didn't have social media. We didn't have TikTok. We didn't have Snapchat. We didn't have. We had Facebook, but it was early. But we didn't have social media one like it was. We didn't have reality shows like every time you turn on the TV on some stations, they are creating reality shows, and some of them are like, man, who in this production room, who in this room with this idea said, man, let's make this a reality show, and people gonna really tune in and gonna like it. It's like some of the stuff that they put out there for reality is crazy. But to your point, Alexis, a lot of people see that, and because they on TV, oh man, it must be perfect. Oh man, that's how life's supposed to be, and you try to recreate a image that ain't even real, that don't even make sense. And them people be on reality shows, and man, you hear some of the behind the scenes stuff with how the stuff be set up and what they be doing. It's all for shock value and for entertainment. And most of us can see it, but there are a lot of us that can't. They see, oh man, she here and she doing this. I want to do that. And now here you go. And that's dude, like he's back and forth. I remember when I did watch the stuff. I don't watch it now, but I used to watch Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And it was two just train wreck of relationships, in my opinion. It was Stevie J and Jocelyn, who y'all saw Jocelyn straight fighting some girl later the other week. That lady. But anyway, it was them. And then it was Kurt and Rashida. And both of those relationships, it's like y'all know the dude's cheating on y'all. Kurt went and had a whole baby on based off the show now. I don't know if it's true or not. But the storyline that they told, you done caught him in compromised positions, and you just kept taking him back in both cases. Jocelyn and Steve J used to be fighting, but Kurt used to take him Rashida took him back so many times, and I'm sitting there like, what? So in that case, it's the black man's fault that she keep taking the poor choice of men back. That's what Umar is saying. Like, yes, it's the black man's fault, because I guess Kurt daddy should have not made him how he was or how he is by that terminology or by that way of that method of thinking. But it's like, you get on TV, exactly. Listen, you get on TV and you got to sit there and put on the makeup and, present something that is not even factual. But, for the sake of the storyline, if we're trying to make reality real, it's like, oh boy, I don't touch on something, Lexus. But it's like, how are y'all like validating this stuff? And it's like some women now, because I used to, like I said, when watching it, they didn't have a problem with it. They didn't have a problem with it. So in that case, Dr. Umar, I don't know if I can agree with you that now in some cases, our black men not there for the boys to raise them to the men they need to be. In a lot of cases, yes, I totally agree with that. But there are some men that got raised right, that had dads in the home, that had two parents that was, supportive and taught them the right way, make sure they was doing the right things, and they still clowns. They still busters. They still, frauds. So I don't necessarily subscribe totally to the fact that it's because they didn't get raised, but I do know that had an impact on it. But there's some of us that didn't get raised by dads, and we turned out a little okay, So Alexa she got a testimony, but I mean, I didn't mean to, But that's what we're doing, though. We learn to grow from each other. So we talk about stuff. That reality stuff becomes a lot of people's reality, and it's the farthest thing from the truth. So then, when you with this bomb of a dude, okay, women, y'all got intuition, right? So y'all know, y'all much smarter than us when it comes to that stuff. You know when something don't feel right. You know when something just don't, just don't just with your stuff, your vibe and your energy. So when you get that spidey, that tingle, that spider sense, you get that tingling going, and you still stay, or you continue to keep coming back. Once it's known to you, once you see it, now I don't subscribe to the fact that it's the black man's fault that you keep going back, because you gotta know you got options. You gotta know that you the prize. You gotta know that. I mean, I know some guys do a major job on women, self-esteem, and sometimes I look at stuff and I be watching stuff and I be like, how are they able to for that to happen? How can you allow that to be your reality? How can you allow a guy, and I'm a guy, but how can you allow a guy to just get you to the point where you're not even comfortable or have no confidence in yourself? And it happens a whole lot, unfortunately. And it's like, so you keep going back, almost like you don't think you can do it better. Like, well, this is the best I can do, or this is how he showed me he loved me, or this is how this is just us. Like, how does that happen? You know what I'm saying? No, Sabrina, this ain't PG. This this is what it is. So you get say it how you want to say it. We grown, and that's what they say. We grown. So no, you get it out how you need to get it out. No, man, it's not PG. I mean, you can be PG, but if you decide not to be PG, that's fine too. But it's just like how you just like keep. And I think I know what you're finna say, but I'm not going to assume because I'm not, But yeah, if you feel like that's what you want to say, then say it. And if I'm wrong, I won't say I'm wrong. But if I'm right, I'll just take a drink of my cup. So I'm just like, how you do just literally, you know it, like women know it, like before they confirm it, before they ask you a question. Like most time, if a woman asks you a question as a guy, free game, she already know. She just trying to see what you gonna say. Like, are you gonna own it? Are you gonna deflect it? Are you gonna lie? But women ain't just coming asking no random questions. They know, even if it's not 100%, they probably 75%, and the other 25% is the woman intuition. But they ain't just coming and randomly asking you a question that they don't really know the answer to. Now they may not know part B, C, D about it, but they know enough in the A to ask the question in the first place. And if they ask the question, it ain't random. They done thought about it. They done went back and forth in their mind. They done probably, did the female investigative research. So it's definitely not random, guys, when that question or those questions starts coming. So tell me this, and and some of the women get real. They've gotten real good with it. They'll wait till y'all laid in the bed, long day from work. Y'all sitting there talking about the day, your dreams, the kids, I don't know, the girl around the corner. And then they ask you the question while their head is laying on your chest, right? And if your heart start to beat a little different, oh yeah, that nigga lying. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even say that. Oh Lord, he lying. Sunday, you sit there and do your own lie detector, and we don't know no different. We just sitting there, just happy to be in the moment, whatever. And I knew that's what I'm so I'm right. I don't have to. I'll just take a sip. Most women, most if the women, I want to say this is PG, even though we're not PG, it's possible, but we kind of know why most women stay when they know a guy ain't no good, when they know that he's doing dirt. And I'm not a woman, so I can't speak for a woman, but I know that's why most times women stay. When you be like, what in the world? What possible reason? Nothing makes sense. He don't this, he that, and the third, and she's still there, and she still got feelings, and she's still ready to just pull up on the sneaker league behind it. Well, it's a reason, and it's a very physical reason. Whether women are admitted or not. And so now you stay in there. So that's the thing about the whole love and sex thing. So is it sex? Is it love? Is it combination? But it's like you have you doing very irrational stuff. You know what you know, what you know. Okay. All right, let's finna get us back on topic. So can't speak for all women, but we be knowing they lying. Then we find out the truth. Some of us be silly enough to go back, but it can be a serious thing. Abandonment issues, young child, and one other person for that. They want him, a lot of shit. And then that's the other thing about women. Guys play sports, right? Guys play football, guys play basketball, stuff like that. But guys are not nearly as competitive as women are. And a lot of times women be having competition going on that guys we don't even know about. Like, so sometimes I remember no, I ain't gonna say that. I get in trouble. But sometimes women are very competitive, like very competitive. And obviously, how you dress and how your appearance is, but it becomes very competitive when females both have experienced the guy, and they're in the same energy, room, space with how things go, especially if said guy is at the same space with the other person. It becomes very, very, I don't even want to say it's low key, but it becomes very competitive. And so now you're competitive, but then you're not rational because, research based, and we're not doing research on this show, but we will from time to time. Research says that, the blood in your brain, when you get emotional, you get mad, you get hysterical, you get scared, whatever the case may be, it leaves your brain. It goes to your heart, which deals with your emotion. And so when you're acting out, a lot of times you're not acting rational, you're acting off of emotion. That's why when you calm back down, people are like, oh man, people say they black out. That's like, that really happens. So you become very emotional and you're not thinking stuff through. And then you find yourself in a compromising position, or you find yourself, I can't believe I did that again. I said I wasn't doing this. I said I wasn't doing all this kind of stuff. I appreciate that, Sabrina. The season finale. I guess we'll do a little promo real quick. Season finale for the first season of The Cleaning Lady will be out tomorrow. So thank you all for that, y'all, especially to Miss Sabrina, who've been supporting Sasha Alvarez. So season 1 will be out tomorrow. It'll be the last one for this one. So if you haven't checked it out yet, feel free to go check it out on Amazon. They are available now. But so if you was upset about that one, then tomorrow you probably gonna be a little more upset too. Anyway, spoiler alert. But anyway, well, we're gonna get you on, Miss Stevenson, since you got some stuff to say. We want you to hear it. Because the thing is, I can sit here and talk about it, And but it's always good. That's why we kind of put out there like, and guest hosts. And I didn't want to say just women, because you want to be I know what you meant. Ms. Haynes. They got emotion. That's what we try to do. We write the elicit response and emotion, just like the show right now. We try this. What we're doing we're trying to get conversation and elicit response and conversation. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. So I would love to have you on, Ms. Stevenson, next time we jump on, and so we can have a female and male point of view live, because obviously I'm a man, but I can't speak to the mind of a female. I can kind of go off experiences of what I know. Coach, what's going on with you, man? I'm feeling some kind of way. Appreciate you tapping in, Coach, man. Appreciate you tapping in. So kind of so like I said, do I kind of agree with some of what Dr. Umar is thinking with the fact that Black men are responsible for Black women's poor choice in men to a certain point? But I also, like I said, I don't necessarily give all of that blame to the Black men, because Black women, and I'm not saying that you're at fault, so don't throw that at the screen, but I am saying that we got to be accountable for our actions and our decisions once we are aware of what we're dealing with. And they say all the time that when you meet somebody, you meet their representative, so you don't necessarily meet the real person until you kind of get going and they're comfortable. So, women, how y'all do it in the middle of the night, you get up and go do your hair and put makeup on. So when the guy wake up in the morning, you look the same way you did when you went to sleep. And we don't know no better. We just like, dang. But anyway, that's another topic. But anyway, so at some point you're gonna be like, I ain't doing all that. He just gonna have to see me how I am, and so you reveal who you are. Guys the same way, guys kind of, put on for a certain minute, and at some point you gotta relax and be who you are. So all of us are meeting the representative, and to a certain extent. But once you meet the real person and they show you who they are, and you decide to stay or you continue to keep going back, at that point, it's not the Black man's fault. That's all I'm saying. Because it might have been the Black man's fault that you got lined up with this buster, with this clown, but it's not the Black man's fault if once he show you he a clown, you continue to go back to the circus. You going to the circus, that ain't on the Black man the second and third time. The first time you ain't know at the circus. You thought you was going to the rodeo, I don't know, to a play, and you end up at the circus. I didn't know. I was at the fair and I hit the corner and it was a circus. No, you knew it was a circus after that first time. So I partly agree and I partly don't. Coach, that's the third topic. We just kind of talking about a couple of different things. The first thing I said, first topic was, is it better to be the sneaky link than the main meal? Essentially, it's becoming more common for, we used to call it side pieces, side chicks. Now it's called sneaky link. Is it more acceptable and it's better to be there because as a sneaky link, you don't have all the attachments that the main lady got for us the house, for us the kids, for us the day-to-day. She kind of dictate things because he's always on guard if she's gonna pull up or tell the main chick or whatever. So we were saying in some cases it's becoming more acceptable to be the sneaky link, especially if you can do what we talked about the second topic. Can you have one exist without the other? So love or sex, you know what I'm saying? Now that thing is switching as far as how women are able to detach the two. It used to be a time where women couldn't detach the two. It was connected. Where you're seeing more and more cases, and everything to Alexis' point earlier, everything is on social media, so you can see it. It's not like we got to try to figure this out and be like, well, dang, what are you talking about? No, you just click on any social media thing, and you get a story, you get pictures, sometimes you get videos, and so oh, Les got a story to tell you. We got to get you on here so you can educate. You can educate so people can elevate off of your experience, and you can get it out. Sometimes you just got to get it out. That's what hopefully we can do with this. Just get it out in the atmosphere. And then the one we just talked about, Coach, I don't know if you saw the Dr. Umar podcast like last week, But one of the things he did was he was like, is it the black man's fault for the black woman's poor choice in men? And oh, Hagen, you and Lexus kinfolk? I didn't know that. Small world. Small world. Yeah, we gotta get Lexus on, coach. She got a story to tell. We want to let her tell it. Want the world to know. So the fourth topic kind of goes in line with the third topic, which is I would probably the third topic. One of them. I don't know. They all run together at this point. But do women really need a man? And you've seen a lot more now where you got the independent women, you know, Beyonce making songs about it, Bootsy making songs about it. It's just it's, you know, you got a whole movement in some cases on social media, which is where we see stuff at nowadays. You know, that's the entertainment. I don't need no man. I can pay my own bills. I got my own money. I can fly myself out. I don't need no man for nothing. You know, I don't need. So it's a lot of women that's on that nowadays. You know, it used to be a thing where women was like, no, I need a man. He gonna be the head of the house. You know, all this stuff that goes with the man being in a relationship. So I guess the question is, why and when and how did we get to the point where women feel like they don't need a man? Because I don't think you'll find many guys who will say they don't need a woman. You know, we try to be tough, we try to be strong, we try to be all this, but most guys not gonna be, and if they feel that way, most guys ain't gonna be as open with it as a lot of women have become. It's like an anthem almost. It's like an anthem where women just say they don't need a man. And I don't know if that's like a defense mechanism. I don't know if it's causing past hurt. I don't know if it's because you just, you know, you bitter and it's just, you know, what song, and we're not gonna cuss on him, but what the song the girl when she's spelling the word out, you know, F needing, let's go and all that stuff. That's like a whole anthem. And I know I'm saying it wrong, but y'all know the song I'm talking about. Where she F-U-E-F, is it F-N-F? That's the name of the song. That's the acronym, F-N-F. And you got women just losing their mind when that song come on. But is it there's no such thing as a woman that don't need a man. And I agree with you, coach, but there it is, you know. That's the song. That's the song. So we know it's, like I said, it's an anthem. It's an anthem. You play it right now. If you would around more than 3 women, you play it right now, and they'll lose their mind. That's the anthem. So my thing on it is, but is it just because it got a nice beat? Or do you really are you really on that? Is that really how you feel? And I don't know. It's sad that we're to the point that a lot of women feel that they don't need a man. I personally think that women need men. I personally think that men need women. That's what God intended. You know, you intended you to not do this by yourself. But so I think when women say that, I think it's coming from a lot of different places. I'm not a therapist. I'm not, you know, I haven't done research on this or anything like that, but I just think it's a situation where you have been, you've had so many misses, and anybody, that stuff, choosing to be in a relationship with somebody, choosing to spend time, that's a commitment. I mean, if you're doing it the right way, it takes work. It's emotional, and you put all that into it. You know, you're doing your part, you're doing over your part, you're doing what you feel like you know you need to do, and then it don't work out. That stuff can be tough. And then, you know, in some cases, you just keep going back and it keep happening. That stuff just gets tougher and tougher, tougher. And at some point you just like, I'm just over it. I don't even want to set myself up for, and you're not even looking at the possibility of what might be because you can't get past what has been, and that's tough, a tough place to be. But there are a lot of people. So I think when you I think she must have got hurt by somebody too. It's well documented that a lot of Mary J stuff. Mary J done did anthems off the hurt that she got from men. So some people use that stuff for motivation and they do a lot of stuff with it. So I totally agree with that. I think the lady probably was mad when she made it. I don't think she thought it was going to be the anthem that it turned out to be. I think she just wanted to get some stuff on paper. And I may be wrong. She may be like, "Nah, girl, this gonna be like everybody gonna be on this." She might have knew something that I didn't know, but she totally captured a lot of women's thoughts for whatever reason, however they got to that point. But I do think that all women need men. I think that all men, yeah, coach. You know how you writing that. Back in your day, you used to put the pen in the pad too. When you felt like, yeah, man, I snapped on this one. Like these words like came off. Like I feel like I was just, I feel like what I wrote the other day that I thought I'm like, man, I went back and read. I'm like that one, that one now. I kind of got there on that one. Yeah, coach, you got to keep writing, man. You gotta. Well, I ain't gonna tell you what you gotta do. You're grown, but if you got a talent, you gotta. I feel like you need to kind of nurture it and kind of keep it in rotation. So if you are right, that's great. But because I know you got talent with that. So, but I'm saying Mary J made a whole movement off of that, and I don't know if Mary J will say she don't need a man because I ain't watched the show, but I saw she just did something on was it Lifetime Network? She did a movie and somebody loved something that just came out. I know she's doing the power stuff now, so she's like a boss now, but she ain't. I don't think she writing about the men hurting her, but I don't think she to the point where she don't saying she done with men. I never got that vibe of energy from her. I could be wrong. I mean, I don't know her like that. Okay, that's great, coach, that you back at it. That's good stuff, man. Gotta keep yourself, keep that energy going, keep that creativity going. God gave it to you for a reason. Yeah, and so now she got a late night show where she's doing a talk show, and she admit that, and that was maybe because another thing that ain't real sexy for us as men and women, black men and women, just people in general, is they admit we need some help, and then they go get it. Therapy ain't sexy, but it's helped a lot of people, a whole lot of people. So I think that Mary J's therapy was her songs, and they end up embodying what a lot of women was feeling and going through. That's why her stuff. You go to her shows. I done seen Mary J in concert at least 4 or 5 times. Saw like 2 or 3 times in Essence, and Mary J come out on the stage. She starts singing the first song. She doing that little bop with the high boots on. And by the second stanza of the song, the first song, she got the microphone like this. Half the concert, she ain't even singing. The whole stadium, women singing. She ain't got to sing. She just come out there. She do her get a mic back to you. Like the whole 80,000 background singers. Because these women can feel it. I mean, they feeling it. Like they like eyes closed. They swaying left to the right. Like when you be at church, when you feeling it. I mean, they in it. Like, don't touch me. I'm in a place right now I need to be. We here right now. Like they literally like they talking to Mary. Like they talking like we, eating lunch together. So she tapped into something that was known. So she actually became a lot of women's therapist through her music. Some women still, listen to Mary J now. So, and I don't know if Mary J even made no new music. I mean, no, last thing I heard she made was that with a Good Morning Gorgeous or something like that. So even now you talking to the women, you're just trying to empower women. So, but I'm saying all that to say, even with that, I don't think that Mary J would tell you she don't want a man or she don't need a man. So that question kind of ties into the last one for the night. And this is something that I read. I read this a long time ago. It was a book called The Autobiography of Malcolm X. And Malcolm X said this one time. He says that smart women like to hear that they are beautiful. He says that beautiful women like to hear that they are smart. So what you are not is what really you're looking for. And he said most guys don't get that because most guys, we're pretty surface level type guys. Like, so if you're beautiful, we're gonna focus on your beauty. But beautiful women don't want you to know. They don't want you to focus on that. They already know. But hold on now, I got 2 degrees. I got a business over here. I'm making these moves. I'm doing this. You don't recognize. You don't see that. All you see is what I already know. And then a smart woman, they got glasses on. They got the hair in a ponytail. And they are very good at their job. They're very smart. They the go-to person at the job. They come up with stuff. They quick with it. So they're smart. But when they take those glasses off, when they undo the hair and they let the hair down, they get ready to go out. They have a different visual appeal to them, and that's from Malcolm X. That's what they want to hear. So women don't want to hear what they know, what you can see. They want stuff that for guys, we're just not that deep. If you look good, you look good. If you're smart, you're smart. So now you want me to, you want me to feel like, complete this Chinese puzzle. And I ain't never been, I don't know, but it's like, but then when we don't do it now, because we didn't affirm or we didn't acknowledge, that which you really want us to acknowledge, not the stuff that you know that we have no way of knowing that. Oh, that's deep, that Coach. Let me pull that one up. Coach says, women require the world, men expect the ground. And I don't even know. I couldn't even say it better than that. It's like, guys, we just like, okay. And women like, and when we're sitting there like, okay, how did that happen? When did we get over there? How did that? You should know. Okay, how should I know? You didn't tell me. We ain't talked about it. Like, but it's like, and that's the whole men from Mars, women from Venus, or whatever the book called terminology. Sometimes we just don't zhush. And women are so far ahead of us with all the scenarios that they thinking stuff through, and they done did this, that, and the third. And we just on step one, like, look, you look good. I like what you got on. You did something with your hair, or, hey, girl, you just killed that interview. I love the way that you said those words. I don't know. But it's like his thing was, and what he was essentially saying was he was talking to another guy, and there was a way that you get the woman. And what he was saying was 2 things he said. The first thing he said was, if you play up the stuff that she don't already know, that's going to draw her in, because now you're you're past the surface. Essentially is what he's saying. He was saying, so a beautiful woman don't need to hear she's beautiful. She hear that all day. But you tell her she's smart. Hold on now. You paying attention to me. A smart woman don't need to hear that she's smart all day. She been doing reports. She been killing deadlines with stuff. And then, hey, girl, I look at your eyes behind them glasses. Or, I bet you when you let your hair down, I bet you look totally different. Oh, dang, he looking past what everybody else see. So women want you to see what nobody else see without telling you. They want you to see what nobody else see. And if you can figure it out from Malcolm X mindset, then that's your first step to getting the woman. Another thing he felt was, he said, yeah, we can do that, Coach. We can do me, you, and Alexis. We can do all 3 of us. We can come together on some couple topics and jump on here and make some stuff happen. I'm good with that. If y'all is, we definitely can make that happen. There ain't no problem at all. I'm sure it'll be very educational and entertaining. But he also said that if you want a woman to acknowledge you or get to know you or notice you, He said, ignore her. He said, women hate to be ignored. He said, you ignore her 3 times. If you're going to see this lady, say you see her at work, and you see her 5 times in that week, and you ignore her 3 of those times, especially when she knows she don't, women know when they step out the door and they know it's working. Like, I got it's all this stuff lined up today. The hair right, the makeup right, the outfit, I hit the shoe. They know when it's, I got the right perfume on, the wind didn't mess up my hair, they know all that. Then they come in the office or they come into school or wherever you work at, and you just ignore them. Hold on now. What in the world? And the first time, maybe, he just ain't see me. So the next day, she going to do a little more, add a little more spaz to it, a little bit more pizzazz, a little more fragrance, whatever the case may be. And then the second time, if you don't acknowledge, so now she got to do something else. Like, now she going to create a scenario where y'all have to be in the space where you can't, because that first day he must have just didn't see me. Ain't no way he saw me and didn't acknowledge me. So now I got to make sure he see me. And then I see you and I still don't acknowledge you. Oh man, now you can't even get no work done that day. You like, what in the world? All over the place. So it's like so by the third time, when you do say, oh, hey, how you doing? And you make it short, and like you ain't pressed or impressed. Oh man, now she just. So now his turn, his Malcolm X now, y'all. But it may be some Luv Doc in there, but I'm just giving you the foundation of where this coming from. He said that by that third time, that fourth one, you can actually stop and say, hey, have a little conversation, whatever. And all of that anger, all of that stuff, those 3 days that she done built up of being ignored, goes away. And his thing is, that's how you use Florida Tang, how you pull a chick. Back in the day, Florida Tang. You want to pull something, that's how you do it. So, on that note, that was extra. That wasn't part of what we had on the thing. But so guys, as we continue to work through this, as we endeavor to start something that is going to start something, like I say, we got everybody in this thing together, man. We just trying to live. We trying to be happy. We trying to feel good about ourselves. And so this is a way, once a week for us to get on here, conversate, learn from each other, have good discussion, good adult discussion, because we all grown, and learn from each other. And sometimes just get it out. You never know who may be going through the same stuff you're going through, who may be like, oh man, that's I didn't think about it that way, so we can educate each other. So I just feel like if, here at Jaye Love Publishing, if I can, be the vehicle to get that started, then so be it. I think I got 2 co-hosts for next week. Sound like by the energy tonight, I got Miss Alexis Stevenson, Miss Ladarius Hagan. I call him Coach, but Ladarius Hagan. Everybody know him as Ladarius Hagan or Goo, but Coach. So if that comes to pass, if they not just pump faking in the chat, then we're gonna continue to grow, which is what we're here to do. So, but in any event, man, we appreciate y'all tuning in with us tonight. Appreciate y'all support. Jaye Love Publishing, man. We just trying to, like I say, we trying to do things in a different way. We're trying to show y'all that we okay. That we're okay. We got a lot of stuff coming for you, and we are excited to share it with you as we continue to learn and grow together. So next week will be Conversation with the Luv Doc, sponsored by Jaye Love Publishing. Special guest host. Guest host will be Alexis Stevenson and Darius Hagan. We'll do more with the whole promo marketing for it next week. We'll do a bio on the page about whatever they want to share. So y'all that don't know them will get to know them. So that's what we're about here at Jaye Love Publishing. So until next time, man, we appreciate y'all rocking with us. Y'all enjoy your evening. And once again, tomorrow, season finale of The Cleaning Lady. The title is Dreaming. Had a lot of great fun writing that and creating that, and got a lot more in store for you. So thank y'all in advance for your support. Y'all be safe. Till next time, we out.